This is Big Girl Pants Podcast,
where we talk about women, health, power, and wealth.
hosted by
April Melton.
and Kimberly Shapiro.
We are real women with real jobs doing real life.
Join us while we showcase inspirational stories and inspirational people.
Come on, y'all. Put your big girl pants on and stay tuned.
Hey. How ya doing?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm so good.
I know.
It's always so much fun to be here. This is my highlight of my week.
Agreed.
100%.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
Every time.
Every single
It
time.
doesn't get better.
In what, 3 years now?
Yeah. It's the shit.
So fun.
Speaking of 3 years,
Yeah.
we have a guest who is returning
After a year
after
and
2
a half.
years. 2 years.
Almost, yeah.
It was
Yes.
July of 2019 when you came last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we talked about all kinds of things. But for anybody who is a return listener or a new listener, because I'm sure you have like this whole Instagram following now, so
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
new people will listen
Yes.
to this episode. But Hirbod is an immigrant that created an app, but I think back in July of 2019, you were like in the inner workings of starting it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, things have completely changed, and you're like this whole new, I don't want to say venture capitalist, but you're like this
Yeah.
whole new entrepreneur
Yes.
slash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
cool ones though, not the boring ones.
I know.
Yes.
Not the old white guys, but
Yeah.
like the cool
Yeah.
young
Yeah,
ones
they're like
with
the new
accents.
modern, with the accents, the new modern ways.
So I have to say, your episode, if we have to rank like
Yeah.
the 5 best episodes for like inspiration,
Wow.
you maybe
For
top
real.
3.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
you probably
gosh.
get top 3.
it's just your outlook
Yay.
on life.
Thank you.
Just
I love
in
it.
general, you literally glow.
Yeah,
It's-
thank you so much.
yeah.
You guys so nice, generous.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
so
know,
much.
and for everybody listening, like I literally walked outside to let him in to the studio, and he's so kind. He's just like, "Oh my gosh, you look so great! It's so great to see you!" Like you're just bursting with positivity.
So
Thank you,
true.
thank
well,
you.
he is being kind and nice, but you do.
Oh, thank you.
You do.
I mean,
Pretty
there's no
dang
doubt
great.
about that. If I even bring a blind person, he's gonna tell you
Oh,
that. He just like it's just the energy. He just talks so much. Be like, oh, I feel something in there. What would that be?
Like the same could be said for your positivity. It's
Yeah,
infectious.
it
Like
you
is.
have
I
to
love
be
it.
positive. You
I
have to be.
missed.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
After you hang out with people that have that type of personality and attitude, like it's like recharging your batteries.
Well, it's contagious.
It's so
It's so
nice.
contagious. It
Yes.
is because my whole family, everyone is so positive. Everyone is optimistic. So
Yeah.
you just like grew up with that.
I know.
But so when you go out there and grow up in life, you make friends and they're
Yeah.
also positive. So you just like that carries on with you.
Well,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
crave that. And
Yeah, you
so
have to,
when
yeah.
they meet people like that, they're like, oh my gosh, I want more of that. And, like that, it can be difficult when you're a personality like that because people can actually steal your energy.
Yep.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is
Yeah.
true. But I try to stay away from that though, because I know some people that are like very good looking people though, like especially like girls, very good looking girls that are just like so beautiful. But personality wise,
Garbage.
it's so garbage.
Garbage.
Perfect. It's just like you can't have a 1 minute conversation with them. Their energies don't match. You're like, why am I even here?
Why
Or
am I even
talking?
talking to
Like
you?
why am I even
Why?
talking to you? Yeah.
And it's like, God, you're so pretty. You just wasted it with that terrible perspective on life.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
God.
It's just crazy how your personality can get you far. People
So
say your
true.
look can get you far. I feel
No.
like if your personality
Your look
weights
might
way
get
more.
you in the door, but your personality is what closes the deal.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
is true. That is
Yep.
true. Imagine,
That's right.
okay, like let's say you're the most good looking people, right? But if you have a bad personality and I can't even connect to you and do business with you, like how are we gonna connect?
You're
like,
not.
And you
yeah,
don't.
like
You're not
there's
going
no
to.
way.
You
There's
literally
no
cut
way.
yourself off at the knees.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like that's gonna break everything.
Well, and the world is shifting.
Yeah.
I think once upon a time, good looks and charisma was all it took. But now it's like, and charisma could be affiliated with personality. But I think now people are looking and seeking people with positive outlook and people who are easy to talk to and fun to be around.
Yes, that is very that is very true. And also look at all these medias now shows your personality
Yeah.
more. So it's just like it's we live in a time that people find out so much about you than we have never had that before.
More than
It's
sometimes you want
crazy.
them to know.
Yeah.
That is goes that way too. It's just like so much things online. It's crazy because like think about it in 500 years, 600 years, your great grandkids is gonna be like, oh, that was
I
my
know.
that's
I
crazy.
love that.
Think about it. They're gonna listen to your
Yes.
podcast. Your future kids
I
like
know. How fun is
That's awesome.
That is crazy though.
Yeah.
Isn't that mind blowing?
Like
That's
Chloe-
never
Yeah.
been done
Chloe's
before.
kids could potentially listen to my podcast. That's
Yes,
insane.
yes,
And I will
yes.
be a grandma.
I
Yeah,
was
that'd
just
be like,
talking
you know,
to somebody about this yesterday, about how I wish there were videos and, just
Like
things-
what we have now back then, because oh my
well,
gosh,
I would
just
love
imagine.
to see my parents as children
Yeah.
or my grandparents or even myself, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I was born in 75, which means we didn't have.
Well, I remember the first camcorder that my grandmother had was like the brick, like
yeah.
the huge brick that you had to like put
we
on your
had
shoulder.
that in the 80s,
Yeah.
but that was, I was probably 10 years old before we had that.
Yeah.
So
You didn't get to see. You don't have any videos of you
Nothing.
on like as
Nothing.
you were a kid or a
Nothing.
baby
Not-
or anything.
not
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Now we literally could chronologically like show like
Yes,
Chloe.
the timeline.
I can go back and show her pictures from when she was born.
Yeah, yeah.
when
That
she was
is
a baby,
crazy, especially
everything.
iPhones. Think about it. Like the
Oh,
moment
yeah.
they're born and just like captures your
Everything.
whole journey through life. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
But think about it in future. How is that even gonna look? In
I know.
100 years,
I
how
don't know.
cameras gonna take pictures
know.
is gonna be
They're
insane.
gonna, we're gonna
it's
be able
gonna
to
be
see pores, like
Yeah, you-
bacteria inside of pores.
you should.
with
Yeah.
the cameras.
Honestly, we could do that, right? It's just like that is not. It's just
Let's
like
not
the
do
amount
that.
of definition and
Let's not do
details
that.
is gonna be crazy.
either.
I try hard enough to hide my
I don't wanna
wrinkles.
do
Let's
that
not do
either.
that.
Watch people go back, be like, 2021 was a good time. Let's just
Yeah.
bring the technology back then.
Let's just have some pores.
Yeah.
We'll just bring that back. So,
Exactly.
you live in Uptown now. I
Mm-hmm.
think the last time we were together, you might have still lived with your parents.
Yes, I do not do that anymore.
Yeah, I
Put
do
it
not
this way.
do
Put
that.
it
Also,
this
but
way.
how old are you first?
I'm 26 right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My parents don't make the best roommates, so I was like, you know what? It's just
Amen
I
to
was
that.
like,
Is that a
you guys
thing?
not the good
Thing.
roommates anymore. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving.
You're
Them.
like, I love you, but
Yeah,
I'm
I was
out.
like, peace
My own
out.
children would
But
agree
also,
with that.
like and for those who are listening, I want like a brief recap of your
I
story.
was just gonna
Yes,
say
for
that.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like how like first when you came over here, how you came here, how you got here, a little bit of your history, all of that.
And
Yes.
where you are now.
It's just like going back a lot of years. I moved here 10 years ago, and as you guys can see, I have an accent. So even when I
What?
moved,
No, I can't even hear it.
You can't.
No.
That is, I won the
She's-
trophy. Then I did. I'm American
job,
now,
you
true
win.
American. I'm a citizen, but I'm now a
Say
true
something
American.
like
April.
country though. Can you do that? Can you like make
Hey,
fun
y'all.
of us?
Hey y'all.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy. Welcome to Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I moved here 10 years ago, and when I came here, I didn't know that many people. I couldn't even speak English, so I had to basically build my way up. I always knew what image is to be successful, what I want to do in life to be successful, but I didn't know how to get there. I didn't have the resources to get there. I didn't know even who can even help me to get there.
Yeah.
But as long as you stay persistent and you constantly try, somehow, somewhere you will see a light. Be like, okay, I'm gonna start it here.
Yeah.
So I finished high school. I did really well in high school, and in college, my freshman year, I got involved with startups. When the moment I heard about startups, I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is just like this hidden golden pot is away from society.
Right.
You don't hear about Silicon Valley every day. You don't hear about this ecosystem every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hidden is only good for the people in it, and just very selective to even break into it from the investing side of it or even as the startup side of it. So I was like, yeah, this is very interesting. This is very promising. And even look at all the richest and more successful people in the world. They all started their business. So it doesn't take a no-brainer. You're like, okay, like entrepreneurship is the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that came in picture in my freshman year of college. I built this startup called Glasspa. It was a very, very simple mobile app that would rate people. So
I
it's
remember
crazy.
this.
It's crazy. Like it's just like now knowing what I know now, even thinking about it back then, I was like, what was I thinking? But that's
But how many entrepreneurs say that though? They literally say that about there has to be 1 to 2 fails, right?
You have to fail.
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
to fail. Yeah, and fail, and you have to fail very fast because like the faster you fail, just like the faster you can get up and be
Yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
like yeah, I just learned all this. I'm not gonna do it again, so I'm just
Exactly.
gonna do something else.
Right.
Yeah. So the first startup failed, second startup failed, and the third startup, which is Surfboard, this is so crazy even talking about it right now, because when last time I was here,
Yeah.
Surfboard was doing really well. We just closed the investment. And right before COVID, we had this $4 million deal investment committed to us. So everything was going well. We went to 2020 with that investment. And then around March, that's when the things got very ugly and COVID came in picture. Our investors were like, no. We are not going to invest anymore in this.
Well, let's think about it. So Surfboard, what it did, so everybody understands, is it connected people.
Yes.
It brought community together. So individuals, if they'd see a party happening down the street, they'd like, oh, that's where it is. Let me go join that.
Yeah.
Well, everything
There's
shut
no events
down.
anymore.
There's
not
nothing.
even.
It was the app based around FOMO.
Yes,
right?
FOMO showing what's happening nearby. And we added this feature. It was very, very interesting. We made a great partnership between us and Ticketmaster that you could purchase ticket in Surfboard. So you would come to the app and you would like, for example, like, oh, Kanye West has a concert in 2 weeks. I'm going to buy the ticket right in our app. So that was our monetization plan. Yeah, and then this was perfect for a non-COVID world.
It literally would have been perfect like
for sure.
this year or a year before.
Yes, but COVID came in and just like all these great things and didn't work that well. Yeah, so that was the best decision to say goodbye to everyone who built a startup. Just be honest about the realities going on. So many startups with 4 billion, 5 billion, they shut down even early days of COVID. So we lasted till October. That was October of last year. And that was it. It was like, let's just all pursue other ideas.
Let's call
and
it what it is.
Yeah, let's call it what it is. We learned so much. And
so what is the serial entrepreneur doing now?
Yeah.
It's just crazy for me even to talk about this and even bring this up because I haven't really brought this up because like how my personality is. I'm always like, go for it. Like it just, no matter the excuses, just like go for it. It's just like that very hard alpha one way thinking about it. After Surfboard, I was kind of upset. I genuinely didn't know what I want to do. And it's just like you wake up, you don't have a mission, you don't have a goal to do. You just like literally, I used to wake up 6 a.m, 5 a.m. Now after that, I would wake up like 11. I had no, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, what's the difference between if I wake up at 6 between 11? It's just the same thing. So I went through that kind of like changing, morphing me into what's happening. But that time was kind of getting close to New Year's. And I was like, okay, let me just like shoot for the New Year's. And then New Year's came. I was just like so bored in my home. I was like, I can't do this. I need to. And my birthday is January 21st.
Bored in the house bored. The theme of 2020.
Literally.
Yeah, so I was bored. I was like, I need to get out of America. So I went to Colombia for my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. It was just like riding COVID. You'd be like, why did you do that? But I had to go. I just couldn't stay in home anymore.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Yeah.
We definitely don't judge.
We definitely don't.
I get that.
Yeah, so during the trip, I was just like thinking, like sitting in the beach, just like drinking pina colada. And I was like, what if I be an investor? Like I've been an entrepreneur for all this time. What if I try to be on the other side of it, learn from the mentors, learn to pick a right entrepreneur that I want to invest in, grow with these people, help them grow their business. And then if I want to go and build my next startup, I already have the network. They can come in and invest in my next startup. So that's
so innovative.
You really just like sitting on the beach drinking pina coladas thinking about this?
Yeah,
like this is when it just hit you?
Yeah, I was like, let me be a venture capitalist.
I think I'm just going to be a venture capitalist now. I think that's just what I'm going to do.
Yeah, so
I'm drunk on the beach.
I was like, why not? What I have to lose? Yeah, and then a few days after it, I know I pitched to this VC firm called Woo Ventures. They're in Silicon Valley based. The massive, massive firm. We invested in HelloFresh,
nice.
Venmo, SpaceX, Robinhood. So we have a massive portfolio. So many startups.
Nice.
So many life-changing companies we work with. And I pitched to this firm 2 years ago to invest in Surfboard, but they rejected us. They're like, I know where you want to go. I know where you are, but like this is not yet.
Yeah.
But let's stay connected.
Not yet.
Yeah, but also, you see the things is, 2 years ago, when they rejected me, I was the name of the partner of the firm name is Andrew. I was like, oh, he doesn't like us. Like then 2 years after, I'm about to work with him. So I messaged him. I was like,
it comes back full circle.
You never know. You never
know.
Yeah, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, I see you guys having an opening. He's like, okay, let's hop on the call. And yeah, we just had a chat. And he's like, hey, what if you be an investor and be VC in our firm? I was like, oh,
I'm
for
so
sure.
glad I was nice to you 2 years ago when you rejected me.
Right?
Yeah, and then here he comes. Now I'm a VC at Woo Ventures.
Look at you.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
amazing.
fun.
At 26.
Yeah, 26. I'm starting in July. and I have to go to San Francisco for 3 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very
darn.
excited.
Yes,
Yeah.
you should be.
I've been there, but I've never lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gonna
So
be
it's gonna be very fun.
Learning curve.
I
Yeah.
think
For
that's
sure.
so cool. Wow.
I know, full circle.
Yeah. So that's
the way back.
That's what I'm doing right now.
And
Yeah.
and I want to kind of talk about like surfboard and how you came to the realization, because I mean, again, not your fault.
Right.
It's a situation of
It
circumstance.
is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I can't just, because like the things is, you cannot take things personal. I used to take things personal so much, and there's a limit of how much things you can take on yourself. But end of the world is you just one person.
Yeah.
You're just literally one person. You could agree with that or you could disagree with that, and your power is limited. Doesn't matter who you are. It could be you, or it could be Joe Biden, or you could be anyone. But end of the day, you one person. You need a team to lead the ship wherever it's going to. So yeah, it's just like I can't be upset and be like, oh, I didn't do my best. I know down deep I did my best.
Right.
I love, you are the epitome of, or the best example of, the power of the mind.
Yeah.
Good things happen to you because you just expect them to.
Yeah.
You know they're
Very
going
true.
to. You know you're going to be successful. You know things are going to be okay because that's just your general outlook.
Yeah.
Therefore, good things happen.
Very true. It's just like it's okay. Like life is a long journey, and if in my 20s startup I built didn't work, does that mean like any other company that I'm gonna build is gonna mirror that and fail? No, I know that like it's not gonna happen. It's just like you learn, and the next one you do it better with smarter people, with having more fun while you build it.
It's like, you know, climbing a mountain. Like you can't get to Kilimanjaro unless you climb like, you know, some mountains in Colorado first.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
you can't just. You're not. And look at Elon Musk. I mean,
perfect example.
how many times?
Perfect example.
That's a true entrepreneur, though.
And he lost it all.
He lost it all. I love
Lost
that
it
stories
all.
more than Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, one person in college did it all. Yeah, there's like literally, I used to think about like, is doable to be that, but there's like 5 or 6 people in the planet Earth that walked
Have
in
that
the same
capability.
shoe. Not even the
Right.
capability, like because one big part of success is being lucky too. Like that's a huge part of it. Just being lucky, being born in the right time, with right mentors, right network.
Let's be real. Mark Zuckerberg was at Harvard when he came up with the idea for Facebook. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He wasn't going to Dallas County Community College.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
That is true. And then being the network, having the family, and just like it just like was chosen for him to do this. But there's not that many. But the reality is, I relate to Elon Musk's story so much more than Zuckerberg or
100%.
Zuckerberg's of this world.
And like you gotta love Elon more than Zuckerberg, because Zuckerberg kind of looks like a robot.
Yeah, I do not like
and while
that man.
Elon could potentially be an alien, we don't know. But he's way more quirky.
He is quirky.
And he's more humanistic than
He's
I think
very
Zuckerberg
human.
is.
Yeah.
Like, and he doesn't really care. Like he has 12 kids with 12 baby mamas, and he has another one with like some other weird girl.
So
and he's
into
just like,
he's so into
that is
pop
what I am.
culture too. I love that. Like,
Is he
just
really?
do-
I don't.
yeah.
And he's all over Twitter, and he's like super like
Yeah,
trolly.
it
and he
is.
like
Post
Okay, I need to
memes.
follow him.
He
I
is
don't.
so
oh, you have
funny.
to. That's
Yeah.
just like essential profiles to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's just like the fact that the man, you could ask him a question, like post a picture, be like, hey, Elon, what do you think about this? He would answer
he will
back.
respond.
Like,
That's
who does that?
insane.
That is insanity. Like, and he's one of those.
Do we know it's him for sure?
It's 100%
Yeah, it's
him.
him.
Somebody
That's
running
his
his.
pro- yeah.
Okay.
No, it's 100% him. That's the
Okay.
weird part. Is he's kind of like Trump. You know how Trump would tweet
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. Like,
Good point.
that's Elon.
Good
He
point.
will tweet at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
But
it's insane.
The other thing too that's so impactful and important as being an entrepreneur now, like you're on the other side of it, but that doesn't mean that entrepreneur spirit is dead inside of you, right?
No, always gonna
You're
be
not a
there.
sellout. You're
No.
not selling out to corporate. You're
No.
not, completely shutting off that phase in your life.
Yeah.
You're learning more,
Yeah.
right? So the next time, like you said, the next time you go into business or you start a company, you're going to have so much more power,
Yeah.
right? Going into it,
Yes.
and so much more
Knowledge.
knowledge going
Yeah.
into it. But
And you
It's like-
will. The next time you're here,
Yeah.
we'll be talking
I
about your
know,
new company.
I
For
know.
sure, let's do it. Let's
let's plan it out 2 years
The
from now.
next
Let's
day,
see where we're at.
TBD. Yeah. Yeah, that is the only reason I was just kind of like, after surfboard, I was like, okay, what I want to do. And I've always knew I want to build my next startup, but doing that wasn't the best choice and option for
Yeah.
me, just because I do not have that network yet to raise that much more capital. Like
Right.
it's very network driven business.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just about how many VCs do you know, how connected you are to them. And if you don't have that, it's gonna take you a lot harder now.
It's a lot
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
grinding.
It is a lot more grinding. The journey is already so hard.
Right.
This just not having that network and
Right.
access to this VC is gonna make it so much harder. So I'm like, why would I put myself in that position?
Work smarter.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
work. Yeah, that is genuinely working hard if you do that.
It is.
Because like I know so many. The market has never been like this before. I know so many entrepreneurs that are trying to raise money. They all
know.
have this app, this company. The noise is the loudest it's ever been right now in this ecosystem. So how are you gonna stand out really? Like,
Right.
are
What's
you
your
gonna
differentiator?
Yeah,
Right.
there is not that many differentiator between them because they're all working on this. They are working on that cool product. Yeah, this is good innovation. But like, how are you gonna stand out?
Yeah.
Well, and then you have companies like Theranos and then like that other company that
this
just
is a
got
lot, yeah.
busted for doing fraudulent things.
Is that Nicola? That the car
Yeah.
self-driving? Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, whoa. Because you think about it, and like all of these private investors, they like in Theranos, I don't know if you.
No.
Okay. So
That's
they
a crazy story. Go ahead.
craziest
It
story.
is.
That's why I said I made fun of my outfit because this is essentially like the entrepreneur outfit.
Elizabeth
like
Holmes.
Jeans. Yes.
Yes.
Jeans and a black shirt, but I'm
Yeah.
not wearing a turtleneck. So let me get close.
What's up,
Try
Steve?
again. But so she was a young woman who had this idea for like it was either like a constant blood monitoring thing, but it was like a tiny little prick, and this tiny little prick of blood could show all of this data, and especially for people who have like diabetes or who have to check their blood all the time. She was basically touting that it was capable of doing so many things, but it was absolutely not true. And so, but they had all this money, and
They raised so much money.
they raised so much money, and she like changed so much about herself. It just looked. Hindsight's 2020, right? You look back on it now, and they've made a documentary about it. But it's like, if you look back now, it's like she was such a fraud. She was such a fraud. But so many people want to be invested in the next Tesla, in the next SpaceX,
the next
in the
technology.
next technology, the next startup.
It's crazy.
But they're like so invested and bought in. They had people coming out to their company, trying to see how the technology worked. They would never show them. It was super top secret.
wow.
And then now it's like the biggest bust.
Yeah, it is.
And like the
crazy.
biggest like loss of money.
What's it called again?
Theranos was
Theranos,
the company.
okay.
Yeah. And I'll send it to you. It's like I think there's a podcast about it called The Founder or something like that.
The founder is VWork by
Okay.
Wandry.
Oh, we were.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Look at you. You're on it.
Yeah, I love one. I love
It's called something. Maybe it's not The Founder, but it's called something. But I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And it was like it was just insane. And then it's like because the noise is so loud right now with all of these startups and all of these entrepreneurs, like at what point do we have like a verification system to make sure that you're actually doing what you say you do,
Yeah.
and like that it's a legit business, because that's gonna happen. Like the bad stories are gonna happen, the frauds are gonna happen.
It happens all the time. It's just like it's because like one big part of it. Mostly founders know what they're doing. It's just like the arrogant VCs per se that they don't know, and they're just like what. Even there are even opportunities by themselves. Okay, so like let's say they invest in a round, and they know the company is not doing that good. So they hype it. Oh, he's doing so good. So they raise more money, and then they leave after they raise the additional. So now it's just gonna be this hot potato. Like, who wants it now? So they're just gonna raise more.
Not me.
Yeah,
Not
like
me.
So they try to raise more, and then if they raise more, they cash out, and the new investors come out.
Yeah.
So they just keep doing this until this bubble gets so big and it just bursts.
This is super nice for you too. Now that you're going into the other side, you get to see like the difference in the companies and what's coming up.
Yeah,
and
that's
what you
true.
could potentially
Yeah. Kind
of like the
invest in and
emerging,
all-
yeah.
Yep. And then what is the latest technologies and what these companies are doing now and what they're inventing. And
Is there a certain lane that this, it's a venture capitalist firm, right?
Yes.
Is there a certain lane that they like to play in, like technology or like retail or e-commerce, or like, is there a certain...
or is it just all kinds of companies?
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on my concept. Yeah, we are a generalist. We focus on basically anything scalable companies. We invested in a bedsheet company one time. We mattresses till all the way hardcore software company. So we invest in anything scalable that we could mix it with tech, data. It's just like nowadays every company is a tech company. You could be making pizza and you could be a tech company.
Look at Domino's, man.
Yeah, like Domino's
Yeah.
is a tech company, sells pizza. Like all the data, how fast the delivery can get to you. It's so much
data
technology.
and analytics and metrics.
It's crazy.
So speaking of social media apps and exposing people, but also like the emerging social media apps and investments, what do you think of Clubhouse?
Oh yeah, what do you think?
Oh, it's crazy because now I'm a VC. I gotta be careful what I say about other companies.
And not even just about like the growth. Especially with the emergence of podcasts, I didn't even see this coming.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't
even see it coming.
Especially as a product designer, just like coming up with products that solves people's problem. I didn't see that coming either. The thing is, I've seen so many other apps just like this came in and they didn't succeed. And the reason Clubhouse succeeded is so different. They didn't.
What do you think the reason is?
Okay, so the two founders named Rohan and Paul, these guys were very smart. They worked at Pinterest. They were like product designer by heart.
All right.
Yeah, and they were just like...
So UX, I mean, do you think it's like the layout of the app or you think it's just the general idea of it?
Or the original people that they got involved in it that really kind of spread the word.
It's
that
group,
gold. Like the investment team, the main investment team behind it is called Anderson Horowitz or A16Z.
Okay.
They stand for that. And it's just this massive venture capital firm in Silicon Valley. Every company they invest in. It's this. If you get an investment,
they had a lot of money to put behind this to
they
promote
have
it.
Billions.
And,
If they genuinely want to write you a check for $1 billion, they can. That's how massive they are. So this firm invested in it, and the investors in the firm are so well known. These guys changed the technology world. All this technology we use, these guys have contribution in it. So they're really driven and. So
you think about it, they just go after a Gary Vee and some other people that are, wildly like influencers.
Eric Weinstein,
and they get these guys involved and people are just going to follow.
That's going to happen, but I personally don't see what Clubhouse will be in 5 or 6.
Really?
Because especially I'm kind of a person like, it's just like right now, a lot of products work because people stuck at home, right?
Yes.
But what if we're going 3 or 4 years? Behaviors
and we're
constantly busy. Behaviors are changing, but it definitely has a big community behind it. Like you cannot disagree.
I think the
that.
cool part about Clubhouse. I'm a little bit conflicted.
I
kind of like what
I
kind of think the way that you do. It's like the whole premise, right, is joining live and engaging in these online communities live, like when they're happening. And so you're like, you can raise your hand and you can like speak or whatever.
And you can go to the front, like whatever.
So we are busy. That means we have to be ready to join at a certain time and ready to engage at a certain time.
Yes.
I don't know how.
Which is a struggle.
Yeah.
But I think the appeal of it is the difference between like having, because, you have podcasts and then you have lectures, right? Like Jordan Peterson recorded all of his lectures on YouTube and you can go to YouTube and look at his lectures and see what he talks about that.
Right. At any time.
And he also has a podcast. So it's like, okay, well, you have these two platforms or these two mediums to acquire knowledge or to hear opinions from other people. But then in Clubhouse, you have a multitude of people and, some could be like an amalgam of big minds like that. And then they're all talking about it. But I'm kind of like, but what if I don't want to right now?
But then maybe there's a lot of people out there that do want to engage real time.
That is also that too.
Yeah.
And maybe it just sounds like that's just not us. Like we want to go to the podcast or to YouTube and listen later or on our own time.
Right.
When Clubhouse is built around, like the whole premise is like right now. You want to engage right now.
But what if I'm like busy and
miss
out on a room?
That's my conflicting part of it too.
Yeah.
Especially for people who work.
Podcasts.
And you can't go back and rewatch or re-listen.
They're probably gonna add this future features into it.
That's gonna be the key. That'll be the game changer.
That be like, you could like.
The thing about Sorry, I just interrupted you.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. No, don't say that.
But the thing about Clubhouse too is like. The appeal also is that you're saying things in real time. So then if it's recorded, then it could be used against you later. And since we live in cancel culture, it's like anyone can't potentially speak their minds in the moment.
Well, I think people are being very careful right now.
Yeah, people are afraid of cancel.
Yeah.
Just like the things is, we have cancel culture, and there's so many other companies, they never get canceled. I personally don't like Wells Fargo. I think that's a very devilish bank
like,
runs in this
cancel 'em.
planet Earth. Like, I don't.
Well, all large banks. Let's be real.
Yeah.
yeah, but
they're all
this
doing-
bank does the most.
What do they
Like,
do?
It's just like, look at the
Be careful putting
past
them on
10
blast,
years.
Mr. VC. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I'm
this
saying?
past 10 years
this is
performance.
sponsored by Wells Fargo. No big deal.
It's just like the practices is not the best. I don't like it. Especially like the last thing happened when government pushed this stimulus check and Wells Fargo put a 1 week pause on it. What's going on behind it? They're making investment.
Interest,
I'm like, come on, man. Like you
Seriously.
cannot be.
Come on, man.
You can't do the most every
Come on,
time.
man.
Yeah. So it's just like practices I don't
But
like.
that's also where you have companies like Ally, which is a completely online
Yeah.
bank and doesn't have maybe those vested interests,
Yeah.
right? From like other outside influences.
Like
where
Warren
they're like,
Buffett.
okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So we were talking about this. We had to take a break, but we were talking about this in our little break. But so I assume that you're living your best life in Uptown Dallas.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm living
Yeah.
the best stuff.
So anybody
I
who's
love
listening to this, if you want to find Hirbod, he's out often in
Yeah.
Uptown.
it. You know where to
He's
find
like,
me.
how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2",
You can't
single,
miss-
available, never gonna get
With
married.
colored hairs.
Never.
In Uptown Dallas, okay?
Yes.
Just saying,
Yeah.
ladies.
The best life.
Accent, we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like,
I love any 26-year-old, let's say any 20 to 35-year-old who makes the proclamation
That they're never gonna
I'm
get
not,
married.
dot. And I'm like, talk to me in 10
I
years.
truly don't
honestly-
think so. Like because like I'm.
I know.
It's just
okay.
like I don't think that's the life. It's just like okay, like you see, entrepreneurship was a way good for me.
Yeah.
I wanted that lifestyle, but I don't think I just like nothing wrong with it. I don't think I want to do. I don't want to live in the suburbs with kids and
Yeah.
just like I don't want that lifestyle for myself.
Yeah, but
There's
if you
nothing
met
wrong with it.
some girl that was like you,
Yeah.
also an entrepreneur, also didn't want children, also didn't want the suburbs.
Whitney, CEO of
but,
Bumble.
But,
Yeah, she's very cool. I love
yeah,
her. She's
I love
very,
that story. Oh my
I know.
she's a beast. I
God.
love her
I
so
know.
much.
Gangster.
Yeah, Bumble inspired me a lot too.
That's-
Just like how they build their companies is fascinating.
But you meet somebody like that wants the kind of same life that you do. They don't want the suburbs and the kids and the minivan, even though that's not a thing anymore. Then and you love spending time with them. There could be a day where you're like, yeah, I'd actually rather have you in my life than out of my life. Let's get married.
That is beautiful. What you just said, that is beautiful. I haven't met that one person
Yeah, I mean,
yet.
I don't know if they're
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, you see people like George Clooney. He has
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the money, all the fame,
Yeah.
all the power. He doesn't get married till he's almost 50,
Yeah.
and he married an attorney,
Yeah.
an international law attorney,
Didn't they get divorced?
No, they're
No?
still
Oh
married.
no,
I
there's-
think I think he went through it. Okay.
No, George Clooney and Amal are still married.
Yeah,
and they
that-
had twins.
Yeah, that he has
Did they have twins?
he has a tequila company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
have you
yes, he
tried
does.
that? Have you tried
No.
that? It's very good actually.
You know whose tequila I want to try? The
Who?
Rocks.
The Rocks, he has a
I want-
tequila.
He also has energy
Oh,
drinks
yeah.
now. Cola
Dude,
energy.
that would knock you out if you drink that tequila. It's like 3 shots. You're like, "Ah, this is it for me.
And I'm on my ass.
Yeah.
So there's an influencer. I don't know if you know who they are, but I'll send them to you afterwards. I wanted to pick your brain about this too. There's a girl that I follow on Instagram. Her name's Katie Hearn,
Yeah, I think I know her.
and she's like
She's very fit.
very fit,
She has beautiful butts. Too.
beautiful butt,
Yeah.
beautiful boobs,
Everything,
all the things.
everything, all the beautiful things.
But she's also killing the game.
Yeah.
In energy drinks and seltzers. So they just
Oh,
started.
those two are massive.
Killing it.
Anything
Freaking
seltzers, yeah,
killing it.
and it's delicious too. I
It's-
like it. Yeah,
I know,
best
yeah.
thing to
What's
drink
not
at the
to
pool.
like?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
we could have one after
But the
this
thing
interview.
is, like with her, and it's funny because I was sending. I want your opinion on this. This not Outlook. Either way, I want your opinion on this topic. So I sent her one of her stories to my boyfriend last night, and I was like, what do you think about these people? And he's like, man, I've been following them for like 6 months. I freaking love them. He's
Yeah.
like, they're so relatable. He's like, I feel like they're us, but they're rich. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. So you have your phone, so pull her up.
Yeah.
Her name's Katie Hearn.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
look.
KatyHearn. And I've followed her since she started training people on Instagram.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about her over the years.
Back in the day, she started when she was like, I want to say like late 20s. She was still in nursing school, and she ended up quitting college to do this training thing full time. She has 1.8 million followers on Instagram.
Wow, where's she from? Here?
Excuse me. She's from Maryland.
Oh, Maryland.
And she lives in Florida now.
Okay.
And she has 1.8 million followers on Instagram. Their energy drinks, like this is like the thing that you have to start watching for when you are investing in companies, because they are a company that you would definitely be investing in because of the money that they make. Like, it's absolutely insane.
Hey.
But it's like she started, look her up.
Yeah, I did look it up.
No, to for sure.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Grounded. So they started training people. So they really moved into the fitness space when it had just started with Instagram. I think they probably got online at like 2008, 2009. So Instagram started in 2007.
Yeah.
But they started with training. Then they opened a gym. They built their own gym, Katie Hearn Gym in St. Louis. And then they moved into the meal prep space. They started a meal prep company. They now have a skincare company, Onyx and Rose CBD. And they have this is her. So her name's Katie Hearn. And I don't think she's even 30 yet. She'll be 30 in October. But then they started the energy drink line, and now they just released their seltzers. They are freaking killing it. Their energy drinks... Every gas station I go to, QT, if I ever buy their stuff, with their stuff.
I love stories like this.
What's the name of the brand?
Alani Nu. So if you look in her bio on Instagram, she says all the companies that she owns. She owns 5 different companies.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. And the energy drinks, so they really hit their niche. So they started like a nutrition line where they made protein powders, pre-workout, supplements, all that stuff. But it wasn't until they made those energy drinks where they literally broke the internet. Like, they can't keep them in stock on their own website.
Wow.
They're selling at QT 2 for $5.
Are they all natural? Or are they?
They're ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
2 for $5 at QT. So they're always $2.50. Like, they never have sales. They never go on sale. They always maintain their value. That's another thing that's important.
Yeah, that is very important. Yeah.
That go on sale, you're like, okay, well, what is it that we're sacrificing here? You know?
Yeah.
But for me, like, when you follow companies like that, when I see her story and I see stories like hers, I just think I could do that.
Yeah.
But also, like, as an investment.
Why can't you?
Right, I can't. I'm not saying 100%. I can't. I mean, I'm working on it, man. I'm getting there, you know.
There you go.
But it's like investing. So Matt, my boyfriend, is on the complete other side. He's like 100% into investing. Like, he has significant stock in Tesla and all these other, a very investing. Diverse portfolio. And he's like, where do I want to put my money?
Oh, okay.
So it's like, but with them, I mean, they're freaking killing it.
Yeah.
Their seltzers just came out like last week. You cannot find them at the store. They are sold out.
Oh, that's the things, this power behind influencers.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, it is. But they're
crazy.
so relatable too, to where it's not like a fake influencer like the Fire Festival.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
Oh, wow.
That's changed. Even influencers market is changing a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be someone who's relatable. Rachel Hollis.
Right.
But for people to have buy-in.
Yeah,
they have to buy
especially
in.
Nowadays.
Yes.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
What do you guys think is shifting that? What is driving that shift? Because it used to be, I don't know, like the Kardashians kind of started that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So, it was like, oh, you're just beautiful and, I don't know, living a fantastic life
that
that people want to have.
Real big butt.
Yeah, but now that's not enough. Like, you can't just be.
Right.
Do you know what is changing it? This girl I know, she loves this influencer. I forgot her name. Like, she watches all her videos. And the influencer, she's so honest. She's like, oh, guys, I got COVID. And I was like no one... Like, most of the influencers don't go too personal in their life. You know, they just try to look that perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm invisible, untouchable. Like, you cannot touch me. Versus her, she talks about her life. She's like, oh, I lost my hair after COVID.
Yeah.
This and that. You see, not many people doing that. Not many people.
Well, I think more and more are.
Yeah.
And I think
that's a
what's
changing
shifting.
point. Yeah.
Yes, that is what's shifting. People want the real,
Yeah,
the
people
raw
want to see the real
yes.
you. Yeah.
And I wonder, I mean, granted, I think it started well before COVID, but I think COVID kind of jump-started that even more just because we started to see we talked about this before, but we all went remote. So nobody is putting on their suit, going to the office, putting on their game face or their work face. Now we're all at home. We're all on Zoom.
Yes.
Half of us don't have our freaking makeup on. Dudes have their hats
kids
on.
are everywhere.
No
Kids
one
are
cares
hanging off
anymore.
of us.
Yeah.
Cats are walking across the keyboards, and it's just all of a sudden now we are real human beings.
I love that, though.
Yeah,
I love
and people
that.
are like, that's what I want. That's
Yeah.
what I want to emulate, or that's what I want to see.
Yep.
Yeah,
from
who's
an
the real
influencer.
you?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
are you someone that I would want to support
Yeah.
the real you? Like,
Yeah.
are you actually someone? That's why I like them so much, is because they just had 2 kids. They're under the age of like 2 and below. So
Yeah.
they have 2 toddlers. And their life is nuts. Their life is crazy. But they show
But they're
all,
loving it probably.
Right. And they show all of it.
Do you know what is it? Her boyfriend looks like your boyfriend. Doesn't it?
I mean, a little bit. He's a little bit shorter than Matt, but is from Matt's perspective, yeah, he's like, they're like us.
He's like, yeah,
but
I'm
they're
so much
rich.
more fit, but he's fitted at it. So he's
he's
fitted. He's
jacked.
So
Oh my God.
who's
Yeah.
winning now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. But still,
Yeah.
they're rich, so who knows?
But he's
fine.
fit, so that's
He is
something money
fit.
cannot buy. That's the beauty of
Very
it. You see,
true.
yeah,
That takes hard work, man.
Yeah, I've been working. It's just like the things is I've been working out so much, but I know if I don't eat right, I can never have that perfect body. It's
Which
just
is
like
so funny because, so I said this to you when you first came in. Maybe you weren't as shy, but I will say that your confidence has grown exponentially
Yeah.
since the last time you were
I've
here.
grown. Put it that way.
Yeah,
You have grown.
Yeah, I was like what 24 when I walked.
Yeah.
in.
I know.
Yeah.
And you were like, you showed up and you were like wearing flip flops and jeans and a t-shirt, and you were like, yeah, man, I'm here, man. What's up?
Yeah.
And like, but I'm totally cool with it. But now,
Yeah.
like, you're evolving into
Yeah.
like a man,
Yeah.
which is super cool to see that evolution, because it's only going to get greater. Like, you're only going to become better. And I don't feel like at all that you've changed as a person.
No,
Yeah, thank
only
you.
better.
Just
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to be better, and then that comes back into like, for example, like being more about yourself. Like I hated that being that image, like, oh, you have to wear suits and you have to look very proficient. I don't want to be that. That's why I
Right.
grew my
Well,
hair too. I
yes.
don't want to be
But
that
you have
image.
amazing hair. You should have grown
Thank
that shit
you.
out a long
But the
time
good
ago.
thing is that is going away.
Yes.
I love that. Like,
Nobody wants it anymore. Good luck even trying to find a suit. Like if you want to go buy one.
yeah.
I mean, as a woman especially, you can't
those
find
are like
them
almost
anymore.
non-existent. Yeah,
I
for
actually
sure.
donated 20 suits a year ago.
That's crazy. You're like, this is it. I'm
It's
just gonna
done.
put them all
Turning
in.
it
I
yeah.
just don't. I was heels and suits
Lucky
for
whoever
20
got
years.
it.
Yeah, but I'm like that.
I was
that
like
person is
$10,000 close.
I know.
sure, but that person I know is no longer here. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
love that.
It's just not who I am anymore. And you knew me during that.
I was about to say,
phase.
how did that feel for you?
Scary and amazing all at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time. It's like, oh, this is who I've always been. I don't know
know.
what to do now.
So
But-
what made you to that
Well,
switch?
two things.
Yeah.
Society, like the world is changing.
That is
and it's
true.
just not that anymore. So
Very true.
I joined an organization 3 years ago and they were very casual in nature. So flip flops and t-shirts and that kind of
Yes.
thing. And I, for the first probably 3 months of joining this firm, held firm.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing
She's like,
my
I'm still wearing this stuff to work. I'm still
Yeah.
getting dressed up. I'm still putting on my uniform every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I realized people can't identify with you when you dress
Very
like
true.
that because the world is shifting, it's moving, and that is not the direction that it's
No.
in. So I parked the suits and let them be and thought, one day, I'll get back to that one day. And then COVID hits, and now I'm like, yeah, the world is never going back to that. I don't even
Love
know
it.
if it's going back to the office. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
know.
changing. It's becoming way more chill. Like I see a world now, like Fridays, you don't even work. I used to believe too, like a few years ago, work hard is the way. I don't think it's even working hard is gonna be. You have to work smart.
Yes.
And one way
I
you're
agree with
gonna
that.
work smart is not to work too hard, because you can't work hard all the time. That's not how you should work.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like
And
that.
I love the shift that society is making towards mental health. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
we
I
had
agree
to
with
go
that.
through a pandemic to realize that, like, a human is whole. Like, we
Yeah.
have
Right.
a life, we have a job, we have children, we have interests, we have hobbies, whatever the
Yes.
case may be. We need self-care.
Well, and we need employers who understand that we have lives
Yes.
outside of this office.
And
so You guys
emotions.
are too young to know this, but 20 years ago, it was a bad thing just to have a doctor's appointment in the middle of the day.
Right.
Yeah, be like,
if you had
wow,
a
you
dentist
selfish off. You leave
Seriously.
your company
Seriously.
and go there. Like
Yeah.
your teeth
You
isn't
guys are too
valued
young
enough.
to know that world, but I'm telling you, once upon a time,
Yeah.
your kids get sick, you better figure it out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was the life
And
that I
the
lived.
That was so
anxiety
sad. I
and the
don't wanna
pressure
live.
and the stress.
It was
of that.
crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
had to tell them I have a 9 a.m. dentist appointment, they're like, well, why?
Right.
That's
I have
crazy.
You
teeth.
can schedule it at 7:30 and be
I
here
have
on time
teeth.
still.
I don't know.
That is crazy. One of I know this guy. He got in an accident, very harsh accident, a few years ago. So he's recovered, not fully 100% recovered, but
Yeah.
he walks okay. he works at this bar in Uptown. And he's very, like, he loves his work. He loves his team. He just, like, he puts his 100% in by having his leg not walking okay. One day he was trying to leave and the bar tried to make him feel bad. I'm like, man, why? In COVID, you've been busting your ass here every day. Like, why are you doing, why are you even trying to make you feel bad?
Right.
That's crazy. Now you said that and I'm like, yeah, people do, that still happens. And
Yeah, well, we're in staffing and so I can't tell you how many great candidates or their employees at this point, but have lost their jobs because a kid got sick. So I place interim resources, which is like temps,
contractors,
temp to hire contractors.
You guys meet a lot of people that way. It just is infinite.
But I can't tell you how many wonderful employees have lost their jobs because a kid got sick.
Especially last year during that.
Well, but I mean, like,
3 months.
these are good people doing the work and they got fired because they got sick, or they got fired because a kid got sick.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, if they can't be here, then find another temp. And I'm like, geez.
I know.
Like, really?
It just completely devalues the human life.
Check that out too. But I think that's a good thing because think about it. This company would have done that to you right now or in future. At least you know it now and you can go out there and look for better opportunities.
And it's such a rock and a hard place to be because these are our clients. So these are the ones paying the bills, aka our salaries.
Yeah.
But it's also like how unrealistic.
But we have to advocate
very...
for the employees as well, because without them, we have
100%.
nothing. Yeah.
But I think that's the other good thing about the gray area of being a staffing firm is that we don't have to necessarily comply with all of the HR standards. I can be a little more transparent and honest with you, and the company can be like, okay, maybe I am being a little bit unrealistic, or like not being understanding of this person. But that's tough.
It is. Yeah,
it's so
for sure.
tough.
It is. So how are we doing on time?
I think we're good.
Okay, because
we have a 12:30, but we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit more about how you've evolved as a human in the last 2 years. So you live on your own now. You're in Uptown.
I live on my own. I genuinely do not care about it's. Let me rephrase.
Say it. You don't care about what?
I don't care what other people
girls.
think about.
Be around girls.
That's no cares at all. But I genuinely don't care about what people think about me.
Good.
It's just like I want to live a life that I'm happy and that I value versus what other people think.
How do you think you got there?
It just, I had to get there and I got there. I just set my mind to be like, you can't care. And that the moment you don't care, you're even going to look way more attractive to other people because you're not needy. You're not needy.
I love that. And I think that's wonderful. And you're a good person. And so that's good.
Yes.
It's when individuals are not good people and they're like, I don't care what anybody says about me. It's like, well, you're a terrible person.
Yeah, that is arrogant. That is in an arrogant way. And I didn't mean to say it that way though.
It didn't even come across that way at all. No, I love that. I love that you have that the confidence.
Yeah, you have to be
confident.
confident. Yeah, be who you are and just like, and people are very nice. Just like be who you are and people gonna appreciate for you really being who you are versus you wearing that filter. And some people fake it for a long time but eventually they get exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The filters, man, they're the worst.
It's crazy.
Well,
it's
and
crazy.
if they aren't exposed, they're crumbling on the inside.
Yeah,
because they're not authentic, to themselves.
Eventually
either.
they'll implode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're not authentic to the world, you're probably not authentic to yourself.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, how can you live a life that you don't do you and you don't do things that makes you happy? I can imagine living that life.
And it's possible that some people just don't even know who they are.
Yeah,
that is,
they just know who they want to be.
Self-aware enough.
Right. Or they're looking at somebody else and like, I want to be that, so I'm just going to pretend to be that.
Yeah, you'll be amazed. So many people come to this planet Earth by not even learning anything. They don't even put themselves in a position that they even think about these things. They just go because they're in a highway.
That's the vast majority.
Car is going, and they're just I'm just following wherever the
car is going. I want a better car so I can keep going.
Yeah.
Same place.
Yeah.
More expensive car.
Yeah,
more expensive tires. Like, wait, what is that? I just know I want to make money, so I'm just gonna be on this hamster wheel, and I'm just gonna keep making money.
When you meet these like wildly emotional, immature people, that's them.
Oh yeah, I got it. I know it definitely took some like self-discovery on my part to work on things that I knew were not strengths for me to make them better.
What were they?
Oh my gosh. So big ones were confidence for me.
Yes.
Accepting, like we've talked about this extensively, accepting compliments.
Yes.
Like when somebody gives you a compliment, just take it.
Yeah.
Say
What's
thank
wrong
you.
with yeah?
Right.
Thank
Right.
you.
And eventually, once you say thank you enough, you start to believe it,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the biggest reason why people don't take compliments is because they don't feel that way themselves.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, just do.
Right.
Just do.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're this. Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Like, and eventually one day you'll get there to where you believe that you actually are. And then you emit that energy,
That's so true.
which is so nice.
I think all the compliments are true. Like if someone says you're beautiful, you are beautiful.
They think
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because like beautification is very subjective. So
Yes.
you two very beautiful, and just that's who you guys are. Very beautiful woman.
Thank you.
I mean, beautiful. Like it's just the fact. So I love that.
Yeah. And everybody has places where they have areas of improvement.
Sure.
Right. So it's like when you start to identify those things that you're not as good at,
Yeah.
right? But you start to strengthen those, then you can help other people when they're struggling with that.
Sure.
I would say that it really took me to realize both in business and in life that if you're helping others, then it will genuinely come back to
Oh,
you.
for
100%.
And it's like
100%.
once you shift your perspective from I'm self-driven, I only want to do this for me,
Right.
I'm only all about
Right.
myself, to
you're not gonna
serving.
go that far if you
You're
if
not.
you just
It's-
think about yourself all the time.
Yes.
It ain't
And
gonna
like
work.
but even if you do go far, it's not fulfilling.
Yeah, I was
Because
about to
what
say
are
that. It's so
you-
boring.
Right.
Yeah, it's you
Oh, you're
all the
making
time.
money?
Yeah, it's about you all the time, and just involve other people is gonna be
Yeah.
more fun.
Right.
I can't imagine anything that I personally do is fun, but if I do it with other people, it's 10 times, 100 times more fun. When
Exactly.
more people, the funner it gets. So why can't you apply that into everything
Yeah.
you
No,
do?
I agree.
Into
with that.
everything
Yeah.
you do, whether that be work, your hobbies, whatever. And I always tell people, like, for me, it's like, however I can help, like, whatever it is that I can do. Granted, I have to, safeguard my time.
For sure.
Because that's the most valuable thing I
Yes.
have. But, like, if I can help you, man, let me know.
That's
Yeah,
me.
for
I'd love
sure.
to help you.
Yeah,
Any
even-
way I can.
Even just having the confidence to say that, that's just like going behind miles for so much others than other people don't even do those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just learning to be comfortable with who you are, owning it and embracing it, and just being okay.
Yes.
That this is me. This is who I am.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
judging yourself too. Like that's what I had all these goals I wrote for this year. And one of them I wrote literally that talks weight so much more than all of them is love yourself, okay? If you love yourself, you're not gonna judge yourself all the time. Oh, why didn't I said that about 5 years ago or 10 years ago? I'm like, done, pass.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like let it be. It's okay. So just like being on a journey of loving yourself. I feel like that's
Jordan
very
Peterson says, treat yourself as if you were someone who was worth taking care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so true. I've mentioned this a couple of times on here, but I have a spiritual guru that I see
Yes.
weekly. And last week he asked me,
Who is he? Do you mind if you share?
VJ, and I can't remember his last name.
Oh my
'cause I
gosh,
just call
VJ,
him
don't listen to
VJ.
this podcast.
You're grounded.
he's probably listening to it.
VJ, we love you, VJ.
I just call him
Thank
VJ. But anyway, so I will figure that out and tag him. But he said to me last week, tell me the top 5 people in your life that you love the most.
Yeah.
Well, who do you love the most? The top 5.
Me? Asking me?
Yeah.
I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my family. I mean, family, I would call them
One person. There's
Yeah.
like
That's
one
one.
entity.
Yeah.
I love my friends. I love Brandon. I love Ebony. I love Daryl. I have so many people I love.
Yeah, but
It's
guess who
so-
you didn't mention?
Yourself.
Yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that is.
No, but I know. I did the same thing. I'm like,
Very-
oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
you
love
have this
everybody else.
Excel list of 500,000 names
Yeah.
in it. I mean,
And
like,
I'm not even one.
I
I'm
know.
not even on there.
I know, but it was just like the recognition that we don't really think of ourselves immediately. Like
Yeah,
we're like,
that
oh,
is
well,
true.
myself, of course,
Yeah.
and my mom and my, but
that's
so
an intelligent answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of enlightening. For
I love
me.
that this is the movement because it was like previously, before.
Loving yourself is arrogant.
Right. This self-sacrificial, well, you're not supposed to love yourself because if you do, then you're full of yourself and there's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
it's
If I
so
love
messed
myself,
up.
yeah.
It's so
That's
If
messed
I
up.
love myself more, then
Then
I
can
love you
other
more.
people. Exactly.
I love you more. I love my kid more. I love my spouse more. I
We're
love all of that.
connected. Our energies are connected. You love you, then you're more able to love your daughter, and you're more able to love everybody else in your life.
And everybody that I
Yeah.
work with and everything else. Like, yeah.
So I hate to say this.
I know.
but I do think we have to
Stop.
Oh my
stop
gosh,
our
this is such a sad
conversation.
time to say
I
that.
know. So we asked you this last time,
Yes.
and we don't ask this every time because I think we forget. But in
always
your
forget.
26 years on this planet, really in the last 2 years, what I'd like to know, what's the number one biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself? And if you could go
Okay,
back.
yeah, I have a good answer.
Okay.
Just invest your money in your fashion. Just like wear very nice, beautiful clothes. I think that makes you so happy. And if you are a man, grow your hair. That's those two.
I love it so much. It's
Yeah.
definitely not what I thought you were going to say,
yeah,
but I love
it is. It
Not
is.
Invest
you
your
be
money in
amazing.
fashion, man.
Yeah, just like
Well,
wear
I
very
know-
beautiful clothes. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. To
Yeah.
piggyback on those, I will say
Makes you feel better too.
investing
everything.
in key pieces in your wardrobe
Yeah.
will carry you far.
Yeah, if you
like
have-
nice
yeah.
shoes, nice belts, a nice pair of jeans,
Yeah,
like
dress
all of
up
that.
nice.
And if
be
anyone is
beautiful.
thinking like,
Yeah.
I don't care about, how I look
that's
and
easy.
nobody should care. Well, guess what?
Yep.
They do.
Yes.
And first impressions do mean
But
something.
also, it's more
So-
internal too. If you look
You feel
good,
better.
you feel good.
You
like
do.
Yeah, it's
I know
so
when
much.
I get up, do my makeup, do my hair, whatever,
You know
get
what?
dressed.
Especially
Colors.
after a workout, it's just like that sweat.
know.
Think about this. Like, let's say you have one day, you didn't do any of this. You just wear your makeup and you went out. Versus the day you work out, you exercise, you do all this good stuff.
Yep.
You
you
eat
feel
good
so
food.
good.
You about to give so much love and so much
Yeah. You're,
like,
energy to people.
radiating.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's just like flourishing. So it's just like, yeah, if you know that, why can't you do that every day?
Exactly.
You know what I think is funny
Yeah.
too? Colors. I noticed that my mood can actually shift based on the colors
Oh,
that I'm
of
wearing.
course,
So
of
true.
course.
Like I'm wearing light blue today, so I just feel like being really sweet to people. But when I'm wearing black,
yeah.
Are you serious?
watch out.
Take charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
I mean,
feel
business.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. All
I'm showing up.
right. Well, we're so happy to have you back
Thank you so
on.
much.
Oh my
It
God,
was
we're
such a-
Another wonderful
We're
conversation.
scheduling the next episode.
The next one
today.
is coming soon.
Yes.
Sponsored this time by Oracle.
I love it. Well,
Thank
tell,
you so much. Yeah, for real.
Thank
and
you.
tell people how to follow you if they want to.
I'm on Insta, whatever social media. My tag is Hirbod Bigvand. Search that
Spell your name.
HIRBOD BIGVAND. You search
go.
HIR, I will come up. So you don't even have
Yep,
to.
it's easy.
Yeah.
HIRB. That's her book.
That's it.
right,
Yeah,
you're
we
right,
have
that's
the
right.
first profile.
Oh, that guy right there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening again to Big Girl Pants Podcast,
Yes.
y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check us out, www.biggirlpantspod.com. We're also on YouTube. Just search Big Girl Pants Podcast. And then we get the most activity from the iTunes.
Yes,
from
we do.
From the podcast app on Apple. But we are also on Spotify, Google Play, and Stitcher.
There we go.
Yes,
There we
please,
go.
please, what do you call it?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Make sure.
All the things.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.